What's up, y'all? Welcome to my YouTube channel, Essence of Lex. Thank you for joining me on my bloom journey. If this is your first time here with me, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you have already seen my previous videos, welcome back. If you clicked on this one, it's because you're interested in my review and my reaction on episode 5 and 6 of Zatima. Now, they have done it again. They have delivered 2 episodes that has just mind blown me. That has just delivered exceptional acting from multiple stars on the show. They have touched on some real topics. They have caused some debates on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, please follow me at Essence of Lex. So y'all do one or the other. We can debate on YouTube or we can debate on my Twitter, Essence of Lex. Whatever works for you. Zatima is getting it from all angles. They are having problems and it's coming at them at all different angles. You got a friend on Fatima's side. You got friends on Zach's side. You got just random people popping up and causing problems. You got, potentially Zach having some family problems that's going to cause problems. Like, they are getting hit from every direction. And when the theme song say, love ain't perfect, but we still working, I've always said it was a perfect song for them. And it's after seeing these 2 episodes, you definitely would have to agree that that's a perfect song for them. Man, when I tell you, they are getting it for every avenue. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into it and jump into it. Episode 5 is called Element of Surprise, and episode 6 is called Cutting Ties. And like I said, there was a lot going on in both episodes. So, we're just going to talk about it here. I'm not going to, because it's so much. It's a lot to dissect. And I have a lot of responses to stuff. And I want to go into and talk about certain things deeply and related to, just like a real life situation and give my opinion on certain things because, in these 2 episodes, they've touched on, some important topics. We start episode 5 off with meeting Deja. We finally get to meet Deja. And Deja is a young lady who comes to see Zach's house next door. She wants to rent it out as a tenant. So she comes, looking beautiful and got body. And, and this just, and what is weird to me is that Valerie was running late. So Deja came on and wanted to see the place anyway. So that was a red flag to me, but it may not be a red flag. It probably just a red flag because this is Tyler Perry. So I'm not sure if it truly is a red flag, but I was just like, I really don't trust Valerie, and then this happens, but we'll see. But so Zach takes her in to see the unit next door, and Zach is a flirt. I said that last episode, but when he met Valerie, but I kind of let it go because he mentioned that he had a woman. Now, with talking with Deja, he did not want to say that he had a woman, and they definitely was flirting a little bit. And not only that, Zach told her that he stayed next door. And I'm like, Zach, don't tell potential tenants or even whoever you decide to be the tenant that you stay next door. That's not information that they should know. At least I don't think so. But hey, maybe that's just my way of thinking. But when he said that, I was like, the landlord and his woman stay next door. She do not want to mess with Fatima. So, but he did not say that. So I'm like, okay. I'm looking at Zach a little sideways. He's a flirt. That has become evident. So I think there's a such thing as harmless flirting. And there's a such thing as being disrespectful with the flirting. And that's just me being realistic. And that's not to say that I'm a flirt, but sometimes it's just harmless flirting. And sometimes you're just friendly and it comes off at flirting. And as long as, it's not in a disrespectful way, and whatever disrespectful, that you and your partner decide is disrespectful, then that's good. But I do believe there's a certain thing as harmless flirting, which can come off as being too friendly. And I'm kind of in between right now with Zach. I don't know. I guess I gotta see more, because right now it's coming off as harmless flirting, but I don't think he, at least from the beginning, at least, the beginning of the episode, I don't think he was like being disrespectful with it, if that makes sense. Because come on, if it's unrealistic for a person. You can be in love with your partner or whatever, but it's unrealistic for a person, especially a man, to not look at a woman that has a big booty or big breast or whatever the case may be. So that's unrealistic, and stuff like that I wouldn't get mad about, but I know that some women do. But it's definitely giving harmless flirting right now with a question mark, if that makes sense. But moving on, he's walking Deja out of the unit, and Zach friends Nathan and Tony pulled up. Now Nathan and Tony it's crazy because you from the way that Nathan act, you wouldn't even believe that he's married with kids, because he doesn't act that way. He does not act like a married man with kids. And this is where Nathan and Tony, we get to see them. You thought we saw them truly at the basketball court? That was just a little taste. We get to see truly their characters form in these 2 episodes, which is crazy. They said they came to take Zach to a party, and Zach is very firm in saying that he's not going to no party. He doesn't want to go to a party. So that was cool there. He was firm. He basically told them he wasn't going. Now this is where I thought, from the trailer of Zatima, that they would have already had met Fatima before Tony saw her at the coffee shop. But they saw a picture inside the house of Fatima, and that's how he knew how Fatima looked. So, they're in the house, they talking, being men. Well, one of them is, I don't want to, yeah, they talking, being men, and doing what they do. And Tony decides he wants to go to the liquor store to get some beer so that they can hang out or whatever before the party. So then this flips into Fatima. Then it goes into Fatima at the coffee shop with Ann. And ultimately what happens is they have a closure conversation. Now, I asked you guys in the last episode, is closure needed to move on to have a healthy relationship with the next person that you're with? And I told you I would answer in this video, in my next video. I think that, closure is definitely necessary in so many different ways. It's necessary because sometimes you have questions that are unanswered. Sometimes you have feelings that, don't go away because you don't have that closure. So I feel like closure is absolutely necessary to be successful in your next relationship, and whatever relationship that could be, But sometimes we don't get that closure. And sometimes, we have to go through the healing process and go through a closure process on our own when we don't get it. Having closure, helps you heal faster. But when you don't have that closure, it makes the process longer. It makes the process more heartbreaking, and it makes the process just a draining process more than it would if you have closure. So I definitely think closure is needed, but sometimes we don't get the closure. Sometimes things end so badly that you can't sit down and have a closure conversation with someone. But if you can get it, I definitely would suggest closure. Okay, let's go to the coffee shop with Fatima and Ann. And I said last episode, she just needed closure. That's really what this conversation was for. And we kind of got the backstory into why Fatima was so guarded in the beginning when she met Zach, and why she just guarded overall, because this man took her through some stuff. Um, he basically was in a relationship with Fatima and still was messing with his ex. So that's one. Two, he got Fatima pregnant and made her get an abortion. That's that. Then, before she can fully heal from probably physically the abortion itself, and also mentally and emotionally, and all of the things that come with getting an abortion, he decided to just up and leave her and go marry the ex that he was messing with. And that is, I can't imagine if I was in that situation. That is definitely heartbreaking. And like, it's like you literally get to see Fatima heartbreaks all over again during this conversation, because she's crying. And his excuse was stupid. It did not make sense to me. Basically, he felt like that he wouldn't have been able to have fun with Fatima, so he went and married the ex. If he wanted to have fun, why did he go and marry another chick? Make it make sense. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me at all. If you want to be free and have fun, or whatever the case may be, you should have just been single and upfront with both ladies. But no, you went and married another chick. Do you know? And this is what I thought about too when I saw that scene. Angela told Fatima that was her soulmate. Angela, it's not giving soulmate to me. It's definitely not giving soulmate to me, because how in the hell can he be her soulmate with some shit like that going on? Like, how? And his excuse was basically, the right woman at the wrong time. And I believe in that. I believe that you can meet your person, and maybe not even your person. You can meet a good person, or have a good bond with somebody, and it just be at the wrong time. And if you guys don't connect, and it could be crazy, because it can be the wrong time for you, but the right time for them. And by the time that is right for the person that thought it was wrong, at that point, that person has moved on and has truly found their soulmate. So yeah, that's what happened during that scene. And while, so basically, and when Zatima be Zatima, and when they be taking up for each other, oh, I love it, because Fatima told Ian he's better than you ever were. And I said, she better say it. She better say it. Zach fucked up later, but but she basically told him that he is better than you ever were. So they're getting up and trying to. So they got up, and they gave each other a hug, and this is where Tony came in, and he snapped a picture of them hugging. What happens next is that Tony comes back to the house, and he doesn't initially tell Zach about the picture. So Fatima comes home. Zach still can see that something is wrong with her, and he's still saying that he wants to stay here with her, and he's not going to the party. And she's basically just saying she just really want to relax, and he can go, hang out with his friends and go have a good time, because he haven't had a good time outside of her in a while. So she was just trying to get him to go out and have a good time. So at this point, Fatima goes upstairs to shower or whatever, and so Tony showed Nathan the picture first. And of course, Nathan is childish. So he he caused a whole scene. Like a whole scene. At this point, Nathan is like, show him the picture, Tony. Show him the picture, Tony. So Tony shows him the picture. Zach looks at the picture, and you can, you can tell that he is immediately hurt. Like, he started crying and breaking down, and you can tell that he was angry and acting. Like I said, the acting in all episodes, but the acting is phenomenal. He did that scene. Like, he is crying, he's breaking down, and he basically told them to leave. So he goes upstairs to Fatima is in the tub. Zach takes a shower, and he's basically trying to get information from Fatima, like, how was your day, and what did you do today, and you got home later than you normally did. And then she said, yeah, I stopped at the coffee shop. So he's like, well, was you at the coffee shop by yourself? Like, who did you go to the coffee shop with? And Zach is mad. He's emotional. He's feeling some type of way, which is rightfully so. And he let her have it in that bathroom scene. He really did. Because she basically said, I was within. And he basically is like upset, like, you went to see him without telling me type thing. And I think she starts crying. And then he says, what the F you crying for? So he definitely let her have it in that scene. And he got dressed and went out and said he was going to the party that he initially said that he wasn't going to, but he went to the party. Now, so Fatima's in the tub, and she's saying, don't go do nothing. Well, no, actually, she tells him before he left out the house, don't go do nothing stupid. And Zach went and did something stupid. He surely did. So Zach goes to this party with his friends, his childish friends. He needs some more friends. He really do. Because they are not turning out to be, I don't want to say good friends, because them being childish doesn't speak to the type of friend that they are to him, but they're childish and immature, and he definitely needs some more friends. Like I said, you can't even tell that Nathan is married with the kids because he don't act like it. So he goes to this party, and at this party, Deja is there, which is the young woman that he saw earlier to rent out his place next to him. And apparently, I think Heather was there, which is the potential baby mama of the 3-year-old son. And apparently Belinda is there, which is Fatima's best friend. Like I said, it is a lot to dissect. We have a lot to talk about from these 2 episodes, and they left us stunned again. And we have to wait a whole week before we get 2 new episodes. I'm telling you, between Sisters and Zatima Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to be in my feels. But yeah, so, Zach partying, drinking. He calls Bryce and basically tells Bryce where he at and that he needs somebody to basically come and save him, which is the right thing to do. It's like he could kind of feel himself slipping away, if you will. So he calls Bryce, and he said he was going to meet him somewhere around the corner at a I don't know, that's irrelevant. They're going to meet somewhere. So Zach left, but he runs into Deja. Turns out Deja is a nail tech during the day, and she's as she said, a dancer at night, and she do private parties, which is different than being at the strip club, I guess. But yeah, so they having a conversation. He definitely is flirting. And he's, at this point, I think it's a disrespectful flirt, because he have will intent. He's already mad at his woman, and it's definitely disrespectful at this point. So, you know, they go back and forth or whatever. He gives her the keys to the place. And then she says she's about to go do her dance. Do he want to come? And Zach went to see this woman dance. Whew. Zach. I just don't understand. I was like, I really hope he doesn't go and do anything stupid. And he went and did something stupid. So she get up there and dance initially for the whole party. Then Nathan and Tony, they ain't shit. They call her over there to dance on Zach. And Zach had to hit the Zach attack and go ahead and dance on her. Not knowing that he's getting that someone that's taking a picture of him dancing with the woman. And who took that picture? Belinda. What is the odds that Belinda is at this party? I don't know. But she was at the party. And she took a picture of Zach dancing with Deja. And she sent it to Angela. Now, at this point, Angela is at Fatima's house. And they're talking, you know, she's being there for her friend, just letting her dissect her feelings or whatever. And basically Fatima sees the picture of Zach with this woman. Look like he's having the time of his life. The time of his life. At the party, Bryce shows up at the party. And at this point, Zach got his shirt off. I think Deja was sitting in his lap, just enjoying life like he's a single man. So Bryce came and got him. And at this point, Bryce scored some cool points with me because I'm still going to watch him. And something still seemed a little off with him. But in this, you know, in this episode, it seems like he was genuinely trying to be a good friend. So he basically came and got Zach from the party. And that's how episode 6 left off. And you see how they left us? Like, they really left us like this. It's crazy. But I tweeted it's crazy because Fatima gave Zach mad prop, you know, when she was talking to Ann. And he doesn't know that, so he done went and jumped off the damn deep end and did something stupid. Totally stupid. And it's crazy because one of the things that I loved the most about Zatima, Zach and Fatima, is that they've always communicated well. For the most part. They had times where they didn't, but especially early on, but they always had good communication. And when you and your partner is not communicating, you know, shit falls apart. You start assuming things. And these 2 episodes show that when they don't communicate, the 2 of them together, and leave everybody with their opinions and their thoughts on the outside, it's going to tear them apart. And it was, I think, and I also tweeted that this was the first time in a while that they have had like communication issues. The first time, well, the last time that I remember is when Zach thought Fatima was playing him based off a voicemail that Hayden had left on his phone. So that's the last time that I can think when they didn't really communicate well. So who was wrong, Zach or Fatima, or was it both? What do you guys think? Drop it down in the comments below. Let me know, who do you think was wrong, and let me know your reason why. And I'm gonna tell you what I think, and I'm gonna let you know why. I think that they both were wrong. Like I said last episode, I do think that Fatima should have at least told Zach that if she didn't tell him before that she was going to meet with N, she should have told him when he called and kept asking her, like, what's wrong? He could tell that something was wrong with her. He kept asking her. She could have left it at, you know, I went and sat with N and had a conversation, and I'm not ready to talk about this with you right now. I just need time to sit with it. Will you allow me some time before we have a conversation about it? I think one of the 2 should have been done on the Fatima side. She should have told them before, or even if you know, I would have accepted the fact if she would have told him after. Um, Initially, she told him that she would tell him when she got home, but I think because his friends was there, that's kind of not a conversation you want to have around his friends. So that also could have been, you know, the reason why she prolonged it as well. But also the friends was gone at the point that they was up there in the bathroom together, and she was in the tub and he was in the shower, and he still was asking, you know, what's up. I think again at that point she should have said, yes, I met with N, but I'm just not in a space to talk about that right now. And I think, you know, he would have been okay with that, you know. Now, Zach, I understand his feelings, his frustrations. I understand him feeling the way he do. He has some valid points, you know, that he definitely should have known about it. I agree with him on that. What I don't agree with Zach on is his reaction. He went off the deep end. And although he didn't, you know, cheat on her, he didn't cheat as far as, you know, having sex with anyone or anything like that. He definitely went and did something that kind of disrespected her in their relationship. And I guess one can say the same, that she did something that in a sense could be taken as she disrespected him in their relationship. So so I just think that Zach should have reacted better, because, and we've seen it, you know, from sisters, that Zach tends to act off his emotions a lot, and sometimes his emotions get the best of him, and he just goes off and do something that, you know, he probably will later regret. But this is what I would say. I would say that, I don't want to say wrong, because, you know, nobody's perfect. What I would say is that I think that they both could have did things differently. I want to play devil's advocate a little bit. I know on my Twitter, we was talking about it, and a lot of people was tweeting that that Fatima definitely was wrong as well, because she should have told him, and especially in that bathroom, she should have talked about it then. But like I said, I want to play devil's advocate. Sometimes you can't talk about something, especially in detail, when you yourself haven't even grasped how you're feeling about a person or a situation, or both. Sometimes you can't have a conversation with somebody else, you know, regardless of who it is, if you haven't even grasped and understood what just happened. She literally just had this conversation with her ex, what, a few hours ago? So I think she needed time to sit with it. And in so many ways, that's what she was saying, but she didn't come out and basically just straight say it. You know, she did not basically say. Like I said earlier, I think if she would have said, yes, I went and sat down and had a conversation with N, but it's something that I am not in the right space to talk about right now, but I promise you I will talk about it with you when I'm ready. I think he would have been okay with that. But yeah, I don't know. I am so excited for episode 7 and 8. I don't know what's going to happen. I know Fatima is finna go crazy. Like, she initially is finna go crazy, but I think all of this could be squashed once Zach and Fatima sit down and have a conversation and they communicate. I think all of this would be over and done with, but we have to wait a whole week before we get that. Hopefully anyway. So I guess we shall see. Now, what I did want to say is this, and it's alarming, and it makes you think about this. Yes, we can say Fatima was wrong, or that Fatima should have told him, or that she should have went about things a different way. But it also put into and make but it also make you think that about Zach's actions. Every time that, because it's not perfect, every time that they have an argument or a disagreement, or that they are not, vibing well together, is he gonna go out and do something stupid? It makes you think, right? Every time that you have certain emotions and you're questioning her love for you or your love for her or whatever the case may be, are you gonna go out and do something and cheat on her or do something crazy? It makes you think, right? Because yeah, let's say that, Fatima told him. So, him basically going out or whatever was basically a reaction to what happened, which is okay, cool. But you have to be able to control your reactions. No matter how right you are or no matter how you feel, sometimes your reactions to stuff can get you into some mess that you wish it wouldn't. So that would be the bigger question for me, not who's right or who's wrong or whether or not, Fatima could have did something different or Zach could have did something different. The bigger question at hand now is, every time we have a disagreement or an argument or we just not getting along, are you going to go out and cheat on me? Are you going to go out and put yourself in a situation that you can't control yourself in? Because one, it's cool if you wanted to just get away from the house and cool off. So you went to a party. Okay, cool. Nothing wrong with that. But if you can't, control how you act at this party when you're mad at me, that's a big problem. That's a big problem. And that is the bigger question at hand. Because as Fatima told Angela, which she is totally right, if all it took was one disagreement or one argument or whatever the case may be for that to happen, who's to say it won't happen again once it happens again? Because you're going to disagree again. We're going to get into it again. We're going to have times where we are not vibing. But at the end of the day, I still want to be able to have trust in you during those times that you won't disrespect me, if that makes sense. So, yeah. And then let's talk about Belinda being at the party. What are the odds that she's at the party? But this is going to be even crazier too, because now Belinda she thinks she has the upper hand to tell Fatima, like, see, I told you I was right type thing. And so now it makes Fatima look bad. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care how you flip it, Belinda, you still was wrong. You're dead ass wrong. And I don't know if you and Fatima should be friends going forward, but we'll see. But you were wrong. And just because, you taking this picture and sending it doesn't change the fact that you was wrong. It does not change that at all. You was dead ass wrong. You need to woman up and admit that you was wrong. That's first is where we got to start there, before we can even ask the question on whether or not you and Fatima can move on as friends. First, you have to own up to what you did and take responsibility that you was dead as wrong for that, for the betrayal, So we'll see. Yeah, these 2 episodes got me tight, y'all. It got me tight. Crazy. We gotta wait a whole nother week before we get the next 2 episodes. And y'all know I'm a big Martin fan. And so certain things that Deval does that I can be able to pinpoint directly, you know, to a Martin, mainly the Martin show, but also he does it in certain movies. But when Zach was dancing with Deja, he was doing what they call it, the Zach attack. There's this gift that I'm gonna put in this video that it reminded me of Martin dancing pretty much. So DeVal embodies Martin Lawrence with a little bit of his own flavor added into it, but he definitely embodies Martin Lawrence, and I love it. I love it. Yeah, so that's my review and my reaction to Zatima episode 5 and 6. Like I said, it was a lot. If you stuck with me this long through the end of this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit that bell so you can be notified whenever I drop new videos. And make sure you comment down below. Let me know what you thought of episode 5 and 6. And let me know if you can connect it to a real life situation of yours. Until then, I'll see y'all in the next video.